Professor Charles Segnobos of the University of Paris, in his book History of Civilization, shed some light on the color of the Chaldeans. It is within the limits of Asia and Africa that the first civilized people had their development. The Egyptians in the Nile Valley and the Chaldeans in the plains of the Euphrates. They were people of sedentary and peaceful pursuits. Their skin was dark, the hair short and thick, the lips strong. Nobody knows their origin with exactness, and scholars have not agreed on the name to give them. Some term them Kushite, others Hamites. Sir Arthur Keith, a British anatomist and anthropologist, said that the Sumerians were dolichocephalic, a skull characteristic predominantly found in black African groups. George Rawlinson stated that the Chaldeans were predominantly Kushite. He was convinced that there was a relationship between the Sumerians and Africans. Sir Godfrey Higgins, an English magistrate and landowner, said the Chaldea were originally Negroes.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
All right, now, Pops, I want you to tell me again what you was just telling me about your dad back in the 1800s.
When he was running the railroad, or before the railroad?
Before the railroad.
When he walk over to Africa, over to off the Gulf of Mexico, back down to South America.
This is part 2 of 2. In part 1, we showed you the pyramid, the Eye of Horus, and how they have always copied what they found in ancient Egypt. Now we go deeper, because the eagle on your dollar bill is not an eagle. 33rd degree Freemason Manly P. Hall wrote it directly. The American eagle upon the Great Seal is but a conventionalized phoenix. It is in his own book. The original design submitted to Congress in 1782 by Freemason William Barton showed a phoenix, not an eagle. The phoenix traces directly to ancient Kemet. The Egyptians called it the Bennu bird, the sacred bird of Ra, the soul of the sun god, the first living thing to land on the Benben stone at the moment of creation. The same Benben stone missing from the top of that pyramid. And 33rd degree Freemason Albert Pike confirmed it in his own writing. The eagle was the living symbol of the Egyptian god and representative of the sun. And there is still more buried on this bill. Look at the back. Count with me. 13 stars above the eagle. 13 stripes on the shield. 13 arrows in the talon. 13 olive leaves. 13 olives. 13 layers in the pyramid. This is not coincidence. This is not accident. This was deliberate. They tell you the 13 represents the 13 colonies, and that is true, but that is not the whole truth. The Freemasons who designed that seal already knew what 13 meant. They studied the ancient mystery schools of Kemet. They knew 13 was the number of Osiris, the number of resurrection, the number of eternal return. The 13 colonies gave them the number. Ancient Africa gave it the meaning. That is not coincidence. That is design. So the next time someone tells you Africa never contributed anything to civilization, pull out a dollar bill, point to the pyramid, point to the eye, and tell them, you have been carrying African history in your pocket every single day of your life. The knowledge was never lost. It was just stolen and renamed. Now you know what you are holding every time you pull out a dollar bill.
All right, now, Pops, I want you to tell me again what you was just telling me about your dad back in the 1800s.
When he was running the railroad, or before the railroad?
Before the
When he used to
railroad.
walk over to Africa, over to off the Gulf of Mexico, back down to South America.
Planet. The mound builders are the pyramid builders. Period. Does Africa have mounds?
Yeah, Africa has mountains.
No, I didn't say mountains. I said mounds. Do you know what a mound is?
Does it have mounds? What do you mean?
Yeah, do you know what a mound is? See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all
What do you
think
mean?
that that's
What do you
just
mean by
pyramid.
that?
Y'all just think. See, that's the thing. You don't even know what a mound is, but you think that you're
I'm
the
asking
pyramid
can you
builder.
define it. Can
I'm going to show it to you. It's right here. That's a mound. That's Cahokia Mound. That's the first step pyramids. The same people who built Cahokia built Chichen Itza. You ever seen Chichen Itza?
I think that's one of those pyramids made by the Incans or one of those ancient indigenous. I think is your screen. Can you hear me?
And it's a fact that the so-called Black Americans built those. And as you can see right here,
Okay.
that the same people who
Wait,
built
the
that
Black
mound.
Americans,
Excuse me.
but America
Excuse me.
is.
Excuse me.
Sorry,
Excuse
sorry.
me.
Go ahead.
Excuse me. So the same people who built that mound, that Cahokia Mound, and we had 1 million mounds in ancient America, just in North America alone.
Uh-huh.
We had 1 million mounds. They knocked over 900,000 of them and dug them all up and took all the stuff out of there. While Africa don't have one at all. You don't have not one mound at all. So the mound builders are the pyramid builders. If you don't have mounds, how are you a pyramid building culture? Can you explain that?
Well, do you have any sources for anything you're saying?
I just showed it to you. What do you mean?
You showed me a
This is
picture, but you
me.
said a lot of words.
Do I have any sources? This is me at Chichen Itza right here.
Okay,
What?
okay, so this is a picture of you in front of a pyramid,
Look,
but
this is me. This is the goddamn. This is the Cahokia Mound right here, buddy.
yes, indeed it is.
Okay. So yes, there's my sources right there. I've been to these places. I've been to the Serpent Mounds and all
Okay,
of that.
that's good. You've
so,
been there.
So
That
excuse
must
me.
have been
Excuse
very
me.
nice.
So tell me how the Africans built the pyramids when you are not a mound builder culture, sir.
Well, I think those are two different questions, right? How did it?
Right, exactly. You see these people, they don't really know about the real.
All right, now, Pops, I want you to tell me again what you was just telling me about your dad back in the 1800s.
When he was running the railroad, or before the railroad?
Before the
When he used
railroad.
to walk over to Africa, over to off the Gulf of Mexico, back down to South America.
History
nombre es Martha Wilmore, de Kelly. Soy nacida aquí en Samaná y soy descendiente de los afroamericanos que vinieron en el 1824. My name is Martha Wilmore. My mother was Martha Johnson. And my father, he was Wilmore and Green. And I was born here in Santo Domingo, here in Samaná, in this place called Barrio Wilmore. I am of the fourth generation of the Afro-Americans that came in the 1824 to Samaná. They came from different parts of the United States, but they all left out from Philadelphia in different groups. Some landed in the capital. A group landed in Port Platte. And more than one group came to Samaná.
All right, now, Pops, I want you to tell me again what you was just telling me about your dad back in the 1800s.
When he was running the railroad, or before the railroad?
Before the
When he used
railroad.
to walk over to Africa, over to off the Gulf of Mexico, back down to South America.
You can actually walk from one continent to the next, and I'm going to prove it today. Now, all Hebrews, I am not trying to disprove Deuteronomy chapters 28. I am not trying to disprove that you came into slavery with ships. That is not what I am trying to do. I am being a mediator between you and the 9 tribes, the Jews and the 9 tribes, Israel and Judah. There are people in America that call themselves Native Indians. Let's prove how they got there. Are you ready? Let's get it. Are you watching? Let's go. Now, you walk from the United States into Canada, all the way to Alaska. And do you see this little gap right here? That gap was once frozen. Guess when? 2019. That's when it was unfrozen. That means it's been frozen for many, many years. You could literally walk from here on the ice over to Russia. Literally. This maritime boundary just got unfrozen. Russia just started to make money from this water. It was frozen. They couldn't send no boats through there to make money. So if it's frozen, you would be able to walk across from Alaska, which is part of America, to Russia. And if it's not frozen, it would take you literally 1 hour to go across the waters to Russia. 1 hour. Family, and that's on a rowboat. Then you would literally walk into Russia, walk from Russia down to China, from China to India. You could walk from India to Iran, all the way to Iraq, all the way to this little piece right here, which is Israel. And do you see what's connected to Israel? Same little piece right there, Africa. Africa. You can literally walk from America to Africa. Now you want to go to Europe? Let's walk. Now let's walk to Europe. You can either take that route, which is water, or you can take this route again backwards, which is land. Now if you took the route backwards, you would go through Saudi Arabia, Iran, up to Turkey. You know, Turkey right there. Walk all the way over to Europe. You can literally walk to Europe. Yes, you can walk to Europe from Africa. You can walk from Ukraine to Poland to Germany to France to Italy to Spain. Then if you want to go back to Africa, you just go across this little water right here. Even going to the UK, England is a simple boat ride. Simple boat ride. 1 hour, 2 hours, the most. My question is this: if the Father said he split the earth in 6 parts and 7 is under the sea, then what if the whole of this that's still attached, by the way, is all one continent? I proved that you can walk from America to Africa. Shalom.
All right, now, Pops, I want you to tell me again what you was just telling me about your dad back in the 1800s.
When he was running the railroad, or before the railroad?
Before the railroad.
When he used to walk over to Africa, off the Gulf of Mexico, back down to South America.
All right, now, Pops, I want you to tell me again what you was just telling me about your dad back in the 1800s.
When he was running the railroad, or before the railroad?
Before the railroad.
When he used to walk over to Africa, off the Gulf of Mexico, back down to South America. When he was running the railroad, or before the railroad?
Before the railroad.
When he used to walk over to Africa, off the Gulf of Mexico, back down to South America. When he was running the railroad, or before the railroad?
Before the railroad.
When he used to walk over to Africa, off the Gulf of Mexico, back down to South America.
So what you're saying is that in the 1800s, people were still walking over to Africa.
Into America. Before it was America, it was the Indian land.
And the Indians looked like what when they were coming over here?
Blackfoot Indians was here.
You see, this is why I keep telling everybody, you got to talk to the people that have a little bit more seniority over you about these matters rather than going to these history books, because the history books don't match up to it.